Shalom. This is the first video that you can watch about the different Tekufos, the different time periods that we have in Jewish history. And the idea here is to get a sense of, throughout the different time periods, how the halachic process switched. That's how we went from giving of the Torah all the way down to today. How do we know that we stand with our feet together in Shemona Esrei? It's going to be a couple of weeks. We're going to be doing this way past Purim, and the first thing that we're going to start is even way before Har Sinai, at the time of Avram Avinu. Okay, now Avram Avinu was a regular guy, grew up in a regular household. His household did not serve Hashem. Now, they didn't know that Hashem existed. They were idolaters. His father Terach was, even the Medrash tells us, sold idols to people so that they could worship idolatry. In other words, he manufactured them in the back and then sold these dolls, these wooden dolls, to people so that they could serve idols in the front of the store. That's the household that Avram grew up in. Through a series of trying to figure out how the world works, Avram discovered that there must be a creator, there must be a God. And therefore, he started living his life to how it would make sense that this God would want you to live your life. And at the beginning, it wasn't that Hashem talked to him and told him this is what you should do. Avram started figuring it out on his own. After a while, Avram figured out that Hashem told Avram certain things that he should be doing. There's a debate whether Avram kept all the mitzvos or only some of the mitzvos. He might have even kept mitzvos that are rabbinic in nature, that didn't exist till way, way, way past the Torah. But that's a debate. In the meantime, we'll just assume that Avram Avinu kept a way of Hashem, and this was called the Derech Hashem. The Derech Hashem said you had to live your life in a very balanced way, that you wouldn't be too generous where you gave away all your money, or too miserly where you didn't help anybody. Right? We know Avram was a Baal Chesed, he helped people. And this is what Avram taught his children, to be in the middle, to be a balanced person, to make sure that you always treat everybody well, that you treat other people in the way that morals and ethics would dictate. And again, this was called the Derech Hashem, is what Avram taught his children. Avram taught Yitzchak this, Yitzchak taught Yaakov this, and each of them also, besides their own family members, had students. Yaakov taught his children, which were the 12 sons, which later became the Shvatim. This is Yosef, Binyamin, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yisachar, Zvulun, Yehuda, right? All the different sons. That's what Yaakov taught them. They taught their children. Their children grew up in Egypt, right? That's when they went down to Egypt after Yosef was sold as a slave and the famine hit Canaan, and they moved down to Egypt. Once they were in Egypt, it got very hard for the Jews to start keeping the mitzvos and this Derech Hashem, because they were surrounded by Egyptian society. Once they got there, then Moshe got the Torah at Har Sinai. When Moshe got the Torah at Har Sinai, he got both the oral law, the Torah Baal Peh, and the Torah Shebechtav. What's the difference? We're going to go into it more in a couple of weeks. But the oral law, the Torah Baal Peh, was the explanation of the Torah Shebechtav. Hashem told Moshe, write this down, and everything that Moshe transcribed, that was the Torah Shebechtav. That's what we call the 5 books of the Chumash: Bereshit, Shmos, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Devarim. That's what we have. Those are our 5 books of the Torah. That's what Hashem told Moshe to write down Har Sinai. Moshe came down from Har Sinai not just with the 10 Commandments, but with essentially all the 613 mitzvos, and Hashem told him, and Moshe taught this to the people, in explanation, what we call Torah Baal Peh, taught them an explanation of not every single detail of the mitzvos, but taught him the principles, the principles to how to understand when future cases come up. I want you to remember that, because that's what we're going to talk about, future cases, how they came up, and he taught them how to understand. Okay, you can now answer the first 2 questions.